One Piece chapter 1060 is here, and I'm here to present to you, I suppose, my thoughts. This chapter is everything I could have hoped for. I could have gotten more like Luffy's dream, but we'll talk about that. People are starting to separate Wano Oda from Final Saga Oda. I mean, obviously they're the same person, but Wano Oda seemed a lot more constricted. Final Saga Oda is on a different level, okay? Final Saga Oda, it seems like his pen is dripping fire. You know, whatever it is that eradicated that island that came down? They're saying that's Oda's pen, right? That's Oda's pen up there on fire, just destroying Lelouch. Not confirmed, but that's what they're saying. Chapter starts off in this exposition. It's them confirming or trying to let Luffy know exactly what happened with Sabo. Guys, I'm sorry if I do start rambling. This is me just fanning out about the story because the story is insane right now. We start off and they're telling Luffy exactly or somewhat what happened to Sabo and what's been transpiring over the last couple weeks, months while they've been in Wano. And Luffy is finding out that Sabo apparently killed Cobra, Vivi's dad. And she's like, wait, Sabo would not do that. I had a whole video talking about exactly Luffy and why he wouldn't do something like that. But he's like, Sabo would not do something like that. Something that I would expect you guys to do though is just subscribe to the channel if you have not, right? Just quickly look down, make sure you're subscribed. If you are, amazing. If you're not, take the time out to do so. Everybody drop a like. But seriously, Luffy's find out that Sabo didn't do it. That's our initial reaction. Why the hell would Sabo do something like that? And in this chapter, we got our answer. Robin clarifies what I've been trying to tell you guys for the longest, that they're not against regular kings. They're against the world nobles, the celestial dragons. They explained that. Bello Betty talked about this when we went to Kamabaka Kingdom one time, saying, hey, we do not really care necessarily about the regular kings, right? It's about the world nobles. It's more so about the celestial dragons. And again, it's reiterated here because Robin, you know, she spent her time over the time skip with the revolutionary, so she has some insight. Big vice captain energy from Zoro this week because Zoro is saying, because Luffy's trying to go to Alabasta. Why? Zoro's like, wait, what are you talking about? And it's a bit harsh because he's saying the man's dead, right? Vivi can, for the most part, handle herself. We can't underestimate Vivi. I've talked about Vivi ad nauseum about how she'd be amazing, an amazing Straw Hat, and how even before she went with the Straw Hats for a while, she worked her way up at Baroque Works, right? And she's been fighting for her country ever since she was a kid. When Wappo slapped the shit out of her, she took it like a queen. And so Vivi, wherever she is, where I, presume that she probably is with Sabo, I'll explain why I think she is, she can handle herself. But Oda is cruel sometimes. And what he was trying to tell us in this chapter, I'll explain in a bit. First, we gotta talk about Caribou. Caribou has been privy to some very important conversations. Finding out about Pluton and Wano, but also finding out about Poseidon in Fishman Island. And now he's finding out about everything that's been going on in the world, but he can't really hear. So he's like, yo, can you speak up a little bit? Like, I can't hear, man. The hilarious thing about this is that it seems like they apprehended him after he heard or overheard them talking about Pluton, because at first I did not think that they knew he was there. We're like, yo, we have so many observation hockey masters in the vicinity. They can't sense that Caribou is there. Well, they caught him at some point and they locked him back into a barrel because, that's what they did the last time. But like I said, big vice captain energy from Zoro because he's holding down the fort, telling them or trying to be logical when everybody else is literally saying, no, we gotta go save Vivi. Vivi might be in trouble. Vivi, I'm so worried about Vivi. At first, Nami was trying to keep it together, keep her calm. Then she eventually gave in, saying, yeah, I'm really worried about Vivi. I'm torn right now. Like, is Vivi okay, or how she's taking the news? The first thing I thought of is Luffy after Ace died, how they felt about Luffy and how he was taking the news, because we all know Luffy was going through it, and we can just imagine Vivi at this point, how she feels about her dad dying. That's something that wasn't at the forefront of a lot of people's minds, like Vivi and how she's taking information. Nami has always been very thoughtful, very cognizant of people's feelings. That's why her moment with Sanji and Luffy in Whole Cake Island, it resonated so much because she's always been the person that's an empath for the most part. I know that's a fucking hot topic that people throw around in 2022, that everyone's an empath, I guess, but Nami's truly an empath. What's an empath? We don't got enough time in this video. What Oda did do though, because again, they're crying and they're trying to figure out exactly what happened to Vivi, but Zoro brought up Ace. Every time you bring up Ace, for some reason I want donuts. Joke, I'm a huge Ace. My name is Brago D. Ace. Seriously, Zoro brought up Ace. And he was saying, Luffy, remember what you said about Ace? Ace has his own adventure. And Luffy's face is perfect. But what I was thinking is, sure, but even in the midst of Ace having his own adventure, he died and he got captured and stuff. So even if you can hold your own, you can still die. You can still get apprehended out here in these One Piece streets. Luffy's face is peak meme material and will be an emote going forward as a part of my streams and my live reactions. If you would like to join, link in description down below. We have a great time over there, trust me. The insults are fantastic. Calling Zoro an Oni, but then calling him an Onigashima. Calling him a green Kaido, that's the best part in my opinion. Sanji's typical moss head and Chopper's green mom. Of course, we just left Wano the Yonko at the forefront of their minds, so of course they're gonna think about Big Mom and Kaido. I really love them shoving insults down Zoro's throat. Like, that came out weird, but you understand what I mean. There were a lot of developments. What developments do you speak of, Robin? Oda just likes teasing, right? He just likes touching us and taking his finger off really quickly. What? Robin goes into developments that's going on, right? And she's telling Luffy, yo, there's a lot of developments, there's a lot of big names. You sure you don't want to know? Luffy's like, no, not really. Bro, and I'm just sitting back like, shut up, man. Let her tell us. Let her tell us. But the thing is, I understand, right? Luffy's the boss, he's the captain, and for him, he doesn't want to overload his brain with possible information that could be important for his journey. He'll let them handle it. And I get it. I 100% get it. Oda is keeping things away from us, maybe things that we already know, because when he mentions big names and some big things happen, he could be talking about one incident with Kobe, because Kobe is a big name, technically. Blackbeard, Rayleigh, Hancock. And if he finds out that Hancock's island is being raided upon, what will Luffy's reaction be then? And Luffy can't really tell him too much because he's very impulsive, as we saw at the beginning of the chapter when he was trying to go to Alabasta. What are you gonna do? Cobra's already dead. We have no idea where Vivi is. Even if you go to Marine HQ, Mary Joa, Zoro's saying we would get eradicated, which for some people was confirming that a Yonko crew is not enough to take down the world government, as we already know, but some people, they want to fight against logic. Let's move on. Then, of course, Robin brings up Cross Guild, our favorite new established group, and they're still baffled that bombastic, Buggy the bombastic clown could be the one over Mihawk and Crocodile. I've read the story and I've read the chapters, and I still can't believe how things played out. Buggy, it's like he's falling up an escalator. What the f? It's beautiful though. I love Luffy's conclusion. If you guys didn't notice it, is Luffy basically falling on his back saying Sabo's innocent. I understand him and his dream. Well, I know him. I know my brother. My brother would not just kill somebody like that. I know him. That's basically what Luffy is saying. But he knows Sabo, and Sabo, from what he knew back then, is saying he would not want anyone's freedom to be taken the way his was. There are some flaws in that way of thinking. For instance, just hear me out with this example. I have a brother. And for this brother, I knew him when he was very young, and he had this dream to be a chef. Now, years later, they said my brother did something. I haven't spent that much time with my brother, but I know my brother from when he was a kid. And I'm saying, bro, he didn't cut off the elephant's trunk. He didn't take the antlers off the moose and shove it in the elephant. He didn't do that. Bro, ever since he was younger, he just wanted to be a chef. He just wanted to cook. I know my bro. I mean, he was 10 years old. I mean, that was so long ago. So Luffy genuinely could not even know who Sabo is as a person today, even after meeting him again in Dressrosa. But this is One Piece. Characters for the most part remain static, and then they become more of what they are. So of course, Sabo's determination, or he has a greater determination for freedom now than he did back then, especially with the experiences he went through when all he wanted to do was sail and he got killed. By the way, I'm giving Sabo a new epithet. Might be dead. Because every time Sabo is in the story, by the end of his appearance, we're like, wait, Sabo might be dead. What? That's his epithet. And I'm sorry. Wiki people, if you're watching this, put Sabo's epithet as might be dead. Yes, I know people can change the wiki, but wiki people, I want specifically the wiki people to do it. Luffy's dream. This could be entirely its own video just based off of things we know about Luffy, but we're gonna condense it to a specific segment here. I have no idea what the it is. There's so many theories out there about what Luffy's dream is, but one thing I love about this chapter and what it did, even if it teased me and didn't give me Luffy's dream, is for the people that did not know and did not pick up on it being explicitly clear almost that Luffy's dream is not to become the Pirate King. It can be any clearer. The title of the chapter is Luffy's Dream. They specifically mentioned Luffy becoming Pirate King. Luffy did not tell us his dream. Pirate King is his goal, and it's a goal to further get him to achieving or living out his dream, not his dream. We can speculate what it is. The most popular theory about what Luffy's dream is he wants a party. Not mad at it. I, for one, believed in it. This chapter basically told me that's not what it is. Oda's tapped in the community, man. He's saying, You thought it was a party? Well, I have news for you. I have news coup for you. So you might be asking, Brago, how do you know that? Like, they didn't say that that's not what it... Okay, if Luffy just wants to have a party with the world, or party at the end of the story, everyone is going to be excited. Zoro's reaction was weird. Jinbei's reaction was weird. It's almost like if they knew it would be trouble, whatever Luffy wanted. The reactions told me everything I needed to know, that this is not just about a party. This is Luffy having an exorbitant, extravagant dream that is somewhat plausible, but still childlike, but it has to some way relate to Roger, but also just so grandiose that people don't think it's possible, but some people think it's possible, but they want to help Luffy with it. Here is my guess. I think Luffy... I'll save it. You guys give me your guesses. Give me your guesses, and then maybe we can compare notes and we can figure it out, because personally, I'm frustrated with this, because if I can't figure this out, did I ever know Luffy at all? Also, something I want to touch on is the fact that things seem to be changing a little bit, because reports came out that Oda said that apparently once the One Piece is found, the story will end, which got people in a tizzy, because people saying, wait. Those aren't the order of events that we expected. We expected Luffy to go to Laugh Tale, find the One Piece, go fight Blackbeard, find the One Piece, and then go against the world government. And those comments imply that Luffy is going to fight the world government, fight Blackbeard, then find the One Piece. Or fight Blackbeard, fight the world government, then find the One Piece. It doesn't add up. But here Luffy's saying at the end, after finding the One Piece, after becoming the Pirate King, then he'd be in a position to achieve his dream. Huh? The reactions to Luffy's dream, they're all over the place, but I especially love Sanji's and Frankie's, and that gives me the hints, because Sanji's almost like, okay, Luffy's crazy, but he's laughing in the wholesome way that Sanji laughs. And Frankie, he's excited because it seems like he would be an intricate part of this dream. Hint, hint, this is telling me a bit about what the dream is about. Let's move on. Robin mentions the last poneglyph and saying it's been a long time since we even knew where it was. And then directly after, we transition to Sabo and them talking about the Flame Emperor. Remember when they were talking about the man scarred by fire, Kid and Killer? And that's the person we should talk to about the last poneglyph. I'm like, is Oda in a way telling us that Sabo is the person that knows the location of the last lode poneglyph? Not really sure, but that's my inclination, right? That's what Oda is trying to tell us. And Oda may be trying to tell us more about this in the chapter, about Luffy's dream. I'll touch on that too. So we see Emu again, automatically 10 out of 10 chapter, because that's the final antagonist, the final villain, we presume. And we're somewhat picking up where we left off, where Sabo is about to talk to the Revolutionary Army about what transpired in Mary Joa. Super exciting stuff. They're intercepting the call because Sabo does not have a white transponder snail, which is necessary. They mention that Sabo is desperate. That's why he's using this actual transponder snail that anyone can hear. We then find out where Sabo is. Sabo's in Lelouchia, okay? It said in this chapter Lelouchia is in the New World. It is not in the New World. Lelouchia is a place that Ace went to. Lelouchia is the place really close to Kamabaka Kingdom, actually. Lelouchia is the place in chapter 904 that they went with Brownbeard. That's where he was while the people were away. While the kings were away, Brownbeard infiltrated Lelouchia, tried to take over Lelouchia, and then Bello Betty and some of the revolutionaries, they came in and liberated Lelouchia. So that's why in Lelouchia, and I've said Lelouchia way too many times, I might name my next dog Lelouchia, they were one of the cities that rebelled because they saw firsthand the revolutionaries and the inspiration that they brought, right? So that's why after they thought Sabo killed the king, they were inspired, and that's why after Kamane and the king of Lelouchia got back from the reverie, they threw them in jail. Fun fact, Kamane, she is the person that Kobe saved. Oda was in his bag in regards to story consistency with this chapter. I know it's a lot to follow, but it makes a lot of sense why Lelouchia is the first place they want to get rid of, because Lelouchia was rebelling. But Lelouchia firsthand felt the Revolutionary Army and their warmth. It's crazy. It's insane, I know, but this is Oda tying everything up. Either way, Sabo is frantic, and it seems like Sabo either just got to Lelouchia or there's some information. By the way, Lelouchia, again, it is really close to Kamabaka Kingdom, but he had to get this information out. He's telling them that, yo, personally, I don't know what the hell is going on in Mary Joa, right? But Sabo was able to see the empty throne, and he's like, that's not the only thing. It wasn't empty. He knows about Emu now. He saw someone sitting on the empty throne. And so here's the thing that's crazy about it. This information could not only rile up the world, it could definitely rile up the kings. Because the kings think it's an empty throne. They don't know about Emu. If they now know that that throne is not empty and there's someone sitting on it, it's like, whoa. Are we just mere puppets? Yeah, you freaking idiots. That's why you get to do whatever you want, because they can control you. Either way, Sabo's about to deliver the information. Not sure again if he just got to Lelouchia, if he's on a ship next to Lelouchia, because here's the thing. If you look at the panel of the citizens of Lelouchia, you can tell the background. You can tell that they're on an island or at a place. With Sabo, you can't really tell. Even if you look behind him, it looks like there's nothing with him, nothing behind him. So it seems like Sabo could be on a ship, and when you look at what was going on, Sabo's looking back, looking close to it. It's not like he's looking directly up. So Sabo could be on a ship close to Lelouchia. Like, for instance, if Lelouchia has a green bit like Dressrosa did, he could be a ways off, docked, but not exactly on Lelouchia, because Sabo's not dead. But again, his epithet, we're always going to speculate it's Sabo dead, and we're not going to see Sabo anytime soon. So yeah, but oh, I forgot to let you guys know, Sabo told Dragon and them that he did not kill Cobra. Like we expected, he was not the one to do it. But yeah, the world government, it just eradicated an entire country. Lelouchia is no longer exists. And we're assuming this would happen to God's Valley, because God's Valley, oh, it no longer exists. Guys, this is not only a show of power, this is them starting the great cleansing. Emu and them, they're full speed ahead, and Lelouchia was just the first victim. I feel really scared for the other kingdoms that started rebelling before the kings got back, because they may be on the list. Did this get us any closer to figuring out why Emu chose Vivi? Stay tuned. Did this get us any closer to Emu's power? Stay tuned. This could be an ancient weapon, Uranus. All this is telling me is that this is the final saga, and the end game is wrapping up in a way that I could not foresee, and I am 100% here for it. This video has gone on long enough. Give me your thoughts. What do you think about Lelouchia? What do you think about the chapter, One Piece chapter 1060? What happened? Is this an ancient weapon, or is this Emu's power? Much more to come. I cannot wait. Make sure to like the video if you did. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Follow me on Twitter at BragoD8. Follow me on Instagram at BragoD.Ace. Thank you to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you to my members. I thank you guys so much. And yeah, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Okay, I start doubting me, I felt lost. I rewrite it.
Thank you guys all for sticking around and joining this post-credit scene. But you guys thought I forgot. I said I was going to explain how Oda was trying to tell us what Luffy's dream was in the chapter without telling us. Now I'm not 100% certain about this, but in the chapter, Luffy's talking about his dream. Then obviously Oda does not tell us what Luffy's dream is. So a lot of people are speculating that Luffy's dream could be to be the king of something, the king of parties, even king of the world. In this specific chapter, Sabo says, I thought that there was no king of the world, where people are thinking Oda is, in a very sneaky way, telling us what Luffy's dream is through other characters, through the man scarred by fire, possibly. So what people are saying is that Luffy's dream could be to be the king of the world so that everyone could have freedom forever. Sounds outlandish, sounds very kid-like, sounds like something Roger would say. Not something I'm gonna 100% get behind, but I like it.